If you're anything like me, you definitely opened up Minesweeper a few times when you were a kid. Or at least gone here when you were, in class and bored and didn't really want to focus. The objective of Minesweeper is pretty simple. You want to just click on a tiny square, big area open up. Do deductive reasoning, plant red flag, do not hit bomb. Repeat. Very simple. Teaching time. All right, okay. For those who are not aware, the number, they just tell you how many bombs are gonna be in that direct vicinity, okay? Adjacency, like math and shit. So numbers are cool because they give you information. You right click and you plant that flag. It's also nice because it's your way of saying, yeah, don't click this is bad. And then usually there's like 100 bombs. Well, once you get all 100 bombs, you're golden, okay? You've beaten the game and it's cool, you win. But what's the point? Look, I don't know about you guys, but me, I like winning. I like making people suffer. For me to win, someone else has to lose. But Minesweeper is a single player game. So how am I going to? Oh, that's right, friends, yeah. So you have friends that you want to torture. Now imagine you combine these friends with Minesweeper, right? What do you get? You get cryptid. Yeah, that's the point of the video. We're gonna be talking about cryptid. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about cryptid. Not to be confused with cryptids. Yeah, cryptid, the board game. All right, so what the is a cryptid? Okay, well, let's look. It is a unique, deductive game of honest misdirection in which players must try to uncover information about their opponent's clues while also throwing them off the scent of their own. Yes, I did just pull that from Google. Okay, all that, just pay attention. There's a single bomb on the board and you and your friends are playing as the bomb squad trying to figure it out. Kind of like this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, like that. You have your clue about where that bomb is. It could be anywhere on the map, all right? We all work with our own clues because we want to be the bomb man who actually finds the bomb, because then you get all the glory and you win and they lose. So your clue good, don't tell them. Their clue, you got to try to figure out. You need at least 3 people to play. So that means there's going to be at least 3 conditions or clues that got to be met and found. You can find these clues in your clue journal. There's like a ton of them. Let's just look what's in the box first. You get all this, 6 board pieces that combine into the board itself. So you're combining 6 pieces that can be oriented some number of ways and in different orders. You have like 2 layers of permutation. That's like a million total boards you can have. On top of that, you get these like cool little churros and spikes that come in 4 different colors. The little setup card you get tells you where to put these. So really, those millions of total board combinations is kind of like a bajillion. You also get these, the clue books I was talking about before. You know, they kind of have like this cool thing on the back. Comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Each little book also comes with its own army of colored little men. The color of your army has some options. We got purple, red, orange, blue, and darker blue. I don't really know what they were doing with this. Like, why would you not just give me green or pink or something different? Whatever. By the way, the little booklets are clue guides and there's like 100 different possibilities in there. So, oh my God, that's like so many combinations. You know which clue is yours that round because the clue card gives you that information. You can see it like right there. The game's pretty simple once you've played your first round. All right, we've sort of touched on how to play, so let's just go over the setup. That way we can actually finish up with the lecture and go home. The way you set up the game is first you pick one of these cards. It explains how to set up the board. You'll see the number that corresponds to the board and also a black dot of where that number is supposed to be. It could be in the top right, bottom bottom left when orientating that piece of the board. You can also see these little images on the card. It tells you where you want to put the towers in abandoned shacks. Just follow the directions and you'll end up with a board state like this. Each player then grabs a booklet of their corresponding color. Take a look at the clue card. This tells which players what number clue they have. So now that everybody knows what clue they have, we can begin with the first round. Start by choosing someone to go first, then have turn order go clockwise around the table. Turns consist of a few things, but for the first 2 rounds, everybody has to just place a little square piece on the board. The square piece is like your red flag in Minesweeper. It means a bomb can't go there. Once you've gone around the table twice, we can start looking at our options. Of course, you only have 2. Take a guess at where the bomb is, or ask somebody if a location matches the clue using the pawn. So what you do is you slap the pawn on the board. Ask somebody at the table if this location works with their clue. And if it does, they have to put a circle there. This is important because for there to be a bomb in a space, then that means that everybody's clue has to work for that space, resulting in circles that are stacked. But what happens when you ask somebody if a location works with their clue and then it doesn't? Well, that's when they put a square on that location, and you must also put a square somewhere on the board. Usually this results in very little information being exchanged overall. Ideally, you want to have as few squares on the board as possible to give very little hints as to what your clue is, making it difficult for your enemies, friends, to figure out your clue. You also want even fewer circles. Your goal is to try and get information from them without giving information in return. So if you fail a check with a pawn, that's not really a good trade deal.
The worst trade deal ever made.
Okay, so eventually the board's gonna fill up with a bunch of information and somebody can make a guess. Now you can make the guess at any point after the second round, but usually people like to wait because messing up a guess is pretty bad. This means that they put their circle on that location, and then you go around the board, and one by one, players must either put a circle or a square. If we end up back at our player, that means that everyone has placed a circle and that they have deduced where the bomb is, meaning they win and they are the bomb master.
Bobby, I swear to God, I will murder you in your sleep.
Now, if you think that game was fast, let me just tell you, it really wasn't. It was like half an hour and I just cut out all the parts where we didn't do anything. Usually games can last between 5 and 25 minutes. Yes, that's Cryptid. It's a pretty fun game. I give it a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, depending on my mood. Granted, I'm a nerd. I kind of like these types of puzzle games, so definitely keep that in mind before buying. Should you buy? Right now, it's going for a pretty good sale on Amazon, about $25, which I'd say is a good deal. I'd say is worth it. Anything around the $30 mark for a game like this is pretty worth it. Fully priced, it is a $40 game, and that's not including expansions. Yeah, so I'd say $30 is definitely a fair price considering the amount of replayability. Speaking of, every single one of those clues I mentioned, they have an anti-version, meaning you'd be able to play with the opposite of that clue as your clue. Yeah, that's a bit much for my brain. I think I'm good.